Bradley-Tschirgi, author of such books as the Star Trek video games from White Owl Books, and I also just came out with the films of Eddie Murphy. A look at America's favorite comedian, from 48 Hours to Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. You can get that from Bear Manor Media. Also, those are both available on Amazon. If you like what you see, please give me a follow and share the link with your friends. Would greatly appreciate it to get the viewer count up. And here we are looking at this kind of rare demo. I mean, you could download it from BBS's, but it's still, I think, something a lot of people don't know about. You can get it on BBS's. You could also get it, I think, from stores for like $5 or so back in the day. It wouldn't be much if it wasn't $5. It might have been $10, but no way it could have been more than that. And the idea is you would have get to play the intro versions of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the graphic adventure, The Secret of Monkey Island, and Loom. These are the EGA versions. And it's you get kind of to test drive these games, and there's some like small changes to some of the puzzles and things that we'll see what we can do. And I'm gonna, I'm not looking at a walkthrough. I'm pretty familiar with these games. That said, I might get stuck, so we'll see how it goes, and so forth. And it's EGA only. It's not the VGA versions, but these were meant to be in EGA, so it's as the graphics were originally designed. The VGA version, honestly, I think kind of looks worse in a way. You don't get all the cool, as much as the dithering effects. It kind of flattens out the look to it. So we'll start from the top to the bottom, and it gives you an idea. Notice it doesn't say Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It's just Indy. It's just what's an icon, right? What you can fit in a small amount of stuff. And yeah, if you want to chat or whatever, feel free. I have the chat pulled up right here on the side, so I can do all this and see how it goes. Yep. So we will go here. So it says Europe, 1938. The Lost Ark was just a warm-up. It's a reference to Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now Adolf Hitler is interesting. It mentions Hitler. I mean, he is in the game briefly, and he was in the movie. I'm not sure if they'd mentioned that right out front today. Anyhow, now Adolf Hitler is after the most powerful talisman of all, the Holy Grail. A few brave men stand in his way. Fortunately, one of them is Indiana Jones, and this time he has his dad with him, which in the movie was played by Sean Connery. They never did a version of this that was voiced, which I think was too bad. I think that would have been fun. And we did get remakes of some of the other stuff, not the Indiana Jones, not these early Indiana Jones games for whatever reason, where they added voices later on. So maybe someday they will. Oops, hold on. I'm just going to make this music so I can hear it. So just 1 second. There we go. All right. So the intro with the stuff is here. How's this sound? Let me turn that down a minute. Okay. So, I mean, these are like lines directly from the movie. This is after, at the beginning, it shows him younger, and he does the fist fight, kind of the James Bond opening, right, for the cross. And he's giving it to Marcus at the university. And Indy is, he looks a bit squashed, but that's fine. He says I have to get out of these wet clothes. In the actual game version, you can hear the sound effects at the same time, but here it's separate for some reason. And we can see there's a few things we can do, and it doesn't highlight what you can interact with, but you get all these verbs. It's not the graphic interface, right, that we're used to. So we're going to do look at locker room. The sign says locker room. You can walk in there and change into his boxing outfit, and he automatically is going to start boxing. Well, hi, Dr. Jones. Would you like me to spa with you? And so you have a choice what to say. Usually the stuff at the bottom is more humorous. We'll start with go easy on me and see how it goes. It's something with the numbers on the keypad. And so it's like if you wait, it builds up your punch power, and 6 and 3 on the keypad, right, lets you build it up some. And also, if you move forward and you can't move anymore, it's when you punch, and you can do middle, high, or low punch. This isn't Street Fighter, but, I knocked him out 10 minutes later. Want to go again? You could have a good workout. Yeah, let's try medium difficulty. I bet you I'll lose this one, but we'll see. We have more health. That's some of what... But also, I think, his punch power later on... this won't be in the demo, I think, but, like, you're fighting Nazis in the real game, right? And some of them can kill you in one hit unless you get a special item to get them drunk or whatever. It's been a while. So he's defending. That's part of what he's doing. But if you, like, go off and that's kind of a trade, right? If you go to charge your punch power, your health will heal back up. So we did, so I'm curious at what the most difficult fighting is. And I guess this is all muscle memory because I haven't, done this in a while. Everything you got, he says. So he's being a lot more defensive, right? So you can kind of look and punch where he's not blocking, right? So I'm making some progress, right? But he's still, he's... So you can block with the middle, but yeah. So, I didn't do with everything he did. Everything he got I didn't do, but that I could get 2 out of the 3. I'm pretty happy with that. And so I think we'll pass. But we got to show off some fighting in this demo version from Passport to Adventure of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. So this doesn't look as good, obviously, as like the new Indiana Jones game, but it looks cute. You can't really... do much in here. That this is a tutorial, but it's presented in the schematic of like in intro portion to the game, right? Where you can't die, you can fight in a safe environment. So if we look at the door, I think it'll say like his room is full of mail, or no, okay. Can we open that door? Is that where we came from? That's right, yeah. Students, be patient. I'm sure Dr. Jones will be back soon. But we've been waiting for him to sign our cards all day. So Indy is a popular professor. Yeah. That's cute with the different colored, and she's ripping her hair out. Again, these are like a lot of detail for these custom animations you only see once. And Indiana Jones sees the, I guess the substitute teacher or something. Irene, oh, Dr. Jones, I'm glad you're back. These students are very upset. So if we talk to these students, just a moment, folks. I'm sure we can work something out. What are we going to do? I was here first. No, I was. Please relax. I have a solution that is fair. I have a solution that's fair for everyone. It's my mediocre Harrison Ford. Well, as long as there's a way. Irene, take down names and I'll see everyone in order. I was first. No, it was me. I'm behind him. Stop shoving. And now we're back, we're here. Oh, he took care of it, and he's like, that won't hold him for long. I'd better not go back in there. And so we can see all these antiquities. There's some references to other games and stuff. I think in the actual version, there's like a Sam & Max reference here, but these graphics are not completed for this kind of demo thing. If you look at the statues, these were given to me by a student in Sculpture 101. That's pretty funny. Ancient tablet. I haven't finished translating this, but I think it's a warning about alien and disguises. Okay, so that's a reference to Zach McCracken and an earlier the LucasArts adventure. However, you could also say it's a precursor to the Crystal Skull stuff, right? You could close the mask. That doesn't make sense. So you get this light bulb. But nice art direction. Ooh, the crystal shard. What's that? Let's see. It's just a chunk of crystal I found in a Mayan temple. It's of no use to me, but some flakes in San Francisco want it. Again, that's a reference to one of the crystals in Zach McCracken that you time travel with. Some of the same designers worked on that. So if we look on... So, they have to write descriptions for each of these things you look at, right? Oh, we got someone watching. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to have questions about LucasArts stuff, let me know. I'm playing this Passport of Adventure compilation of demos for stuff. Oh wow, so that's cool. So it says these are the replicants of the Sankara stone. So I mean those are supposed to be the copies of the stones from Temple of Doom, and looking at the jar. There's all kind of things we can look here. And this is a collection of demos that was shareware that LucasArts had of Indiana Jones and Loom and the first Monkey Island. And it's not the whole game, it's just part of it. That rock is a Maniac Mansion reference. I think some of these they took out of the final game. I believe it's a fragment of a meteor. I don't know why it opens purple slime, though. Can we open the hot water heater or use it? How about use it? So in this version of the interface, you cannot right-click on it to do the, kind of recommended option, which is usually open or close or use. And, I mean, the fact is, a lot of these things don't work. And so we want to open the window, I think, to get out. Oh, junk mail. We can look at the junk mail. That looks good. It's nothing important. If we look at junk mail, it's just junk mail. Open junk mail. It's nothing important. Open. There is a window. Yeah, open window. And we're going to get out of there. And now we get kind of the mission briefing, right? Dr. Jones, come with us, please. And the British guys are going to say, oh, there's your father, there's the Holy Grail. I bet you this is where the demo ends. I mean, this beginning of the game is really, really tiny. Unlike the beginning of A Temple of Doom, which is more, good morning, Dr. Jones. I hope I didn't alarm you. I'm not used to such orthodox methods of introduction. I'm sorry if my man inconvenienced you. My name is Walter Donovan. I know who you are, Mr. Donovan. Your contributions to the museum have been extremely generous. And I must say, some of your pieces here are quite impressive. Like yourself, I have a passion for antiques. I mean, this dialogue's like line for line from the movie. Have a look over here. You may find this interesting. Looks like a George Lucas head in the background, doesn't it? Early Christian symbols, middle 12th century, I'd say. Where did you find it? In the mountains north of Ankara. Can you translate it? The top portion is missing, but the rest... A spring welling up inside him for eternal life, through the desert to the canyon of the crescent moon. Where the cup that holds the blood of Jesus Christ, our Lord, resides forever. The Holy Grail, Dr. Jones. It'll bring eternal life to whoever drinks from it. An old man's dream. Every man's dream, including your father. He's the foremost Grail scholar in the world today. In any case, an attempt to recover the Grail is underway. But the slab's incomplete. You don't know where to look. The slab is one of two markers left by 3 knights during the First Crusade. The Franciscan manuscript tells of the second marker buried with one of the knights. It suggests that the description of the Grail can be found on the way to the knight's tomb. It also says a painting was made of the Grail that answers a question that my father had. Does the Grail actually glow? But it doesn't say where the knight's tomb may be found. Our team leader believes it is in Venice, Italy, and that is where he disappeared. We'd like you to take over his quest. You've got the Ron Jones. You should talk to my father. We already have. He's the man who disappeared. Doing. And now we're back. So, where do we go from here, right? To open the door, go back in the school, I guess. We will look at the bulletin board. For sale, complete set of books by Professor Ravenswood. Okay, so the Professor Ravenswood is the father of Marion Ravenswood, the romantic interest in the first film. There's a class in session. We could not go in that door. We can use a drinking fountain. I bet he's nice and thirsty. It's not a verb to drink, but he says, taste great. Do we get points for that? Of course not. We can see there's a trophy case. So again, they didn't need to do all this attention to detail for this beginning part of the game. You can sort of skip through pretty quickly. And he says, oh, it's a bunch of trophies. The archaeology department is one. And if we open the door, another class in session. And that's Marcus right there. More display cases. And this is where, where it all started. So if we go, is it still going to be crazy in here? I don't know. Damn it, yeah. And the same kind of jazz, right? Students are very upset. I'm just going to walk out the door. And we're going to go outside, I guess, maybe in the car, I think is what we have to do. Where we can, I don't think we talked to, feels like we should talk to Marcus Brody, but he's not, as big in the game as he is in the movie, right? So there's no car. So we can see there's some kind of scaling effect, right, where the sprites get smaller. You get a sense of scale here with the distance. He looks a bit like a stick figure, which is fine. So you can see, but there's like shadows and things, right, of the trees. Little kind of speckles of the grass, so it's not just flat green. It gives it some dimensionality. This is the window where we go back. Really not much to do here. If we go through the window, I think we picked everything we needed, right? There's no... maybe you can pick up a map. It could be useful. It doesn't need to take this with me. What is the medal? You won it in a boxing tournament. Okay. So I think we just have to go through that main entrance and talk to Marcus Brody, if memory serves, because there's not really much puzzles. It's all kind of exposition. We did the boxing thing, which was optional, and that was fine. We saw Marcus Brody walk around. We talked to him at the beginning, so I think we have to talk to him again would be my guess. It's going to say the same stuff, right? Class is in session. Talk to... There's Marcus. Yep. Hello again, Marcus. Did I miss anything while I was gone? Let's see. Remember last month, Professor Mulber asked you to date that expensive Mexican statue he bought? Why, yes, that cheap imitation. Of course, he didn't believe me until I broke him in half to show him the cross-section. That may have been a bit harsh, considering his situation. What do you mean, considering his situation? You see, we've hired a new geologist who fancies himself quite the archaeologist. He advised Mulberry to buy the statue. After my job, who is this expert? His name is John Reed. Don't know what the geology department had in mind when they picked him up. Well, never mind. Congratulations on obtaining the cross. Thanks. We can discuss my honorarium later over dinner and champagne. So he walked off and outside. We walk out the door and see where is Marcus. Is there a car that'll pick me up? It's embarrassing if we're stuck here. We'll just flop to another game, right? In fact, I will plug my phone in to charge it because the battery is not very good. Okay. Not going to turn off door, walk to door. We look at door. So that we talk to Marcus again, I think is good. I bet you there's something we missed in his office aside from the junk mail, right? That's what I'm thinking. Because otherwise... Is there in the mail... Is there the grail or something you get in the mail? I'm trying to think what happened in the movie. It's been a while. So let's explore and see. Oh, right. So there's letters. Yeah, I think this is it, right? There's some letter. It's more junk letters. You got to pick up all the junk. Yeah. And there's something under it, right? Pick up papers. Yeah, right. This is it. Yep. So we're going to open the package. This looks important, but I'll leave this other junk here. Right, and this is the Grail diary, the father's diary. He mailed for safekeeping to Indiana Jones, right? We're going to take a look-see at it. Use it. Doesn't seem to work. If we open it, but if we walk out here, I think that's all we need. So maybe we give it to Marcus. Could be. It's not much of a puzzle, but it's kind of one, right? You see junk and you keep going through the junk to see what's underneath it. You want to try to like point people in the right direction. And to talk to is disabled, so I mean we took care of the Marcus part of the puzzle. If we do F5, now you can save. That lets you save the game in the demo is kind of interesting. No, we don't want this. Oh, the students are very upset. Hey, stop shoving. Okay, so we'll get here. Anyway, you get the idea. So we'll switch to another demo, right? We'll do quit. I don't think this will quit the game. It did. So hold on 1 second. I'm gonna fire it back up. So just a second here. That it doesn't quit you to that main menu is kind of weird. And if we go into F1 for help, if we do quitting, to restart the demo, do the F8 key. Okay, so that's good to know. So play. So we did that. Let's do some Loom because that's the next one chronologically with the release date, right? This game's very special. I mean, the first LucasArts one I knew about was Maniac Mansion. The first one I played was at my uncle's house. He had Loom on the Amiga. Looked like it had a wizard dude on the cover, but it's actually you know, you're like a guy that does spells. He's a wizard, but he also like sews or something. There's like a loom, and hence the title that kind of binds the universe together. And the threads are coming loose. You cast spells with, there he is, Bob and Threadbare. Rise, son of Segna. This one did have an actual voice version. It is the dawn of your 17th year. I am sent by the elders to summon you. The High Council awaits your presence in the sanctuary. A messenger nymph? Never seen one so bright before. One of the elders must have woven it. So the music from here is all from Swan Lake. And characters are summer swans in the game, and it has like no interface at all. It's meant for like really basic players. I mean, which is fine. I think this is kind of predicted what interfaces would be years later. The last leaf of the year, you can see it falls down. It has this widescreen presentation with the graphics. Dawn, right? So we. You can see foreground and background, right? He's walking across the shiny lights. I mean, yeah, just the atmosphere, the design of Brian Moriarty with all this. This was meant to be a trilogy, even though this game did not do especially well. Did not meet expectations, as they say in the business, so it's too bad. I would like to see like novels or something expanding this. But yeah, the CD version of this, they had like an audio play prequel done by some actors through the BBC radio. And had full voices and, you know, better arrangements. Oh, so what do we have here? Oh, so we, you know, do the mouse over things. We can see those scared looking eyes, darkness. I can't see a thing. You know, later you get like spells that'll lighten stuff up. Let's go back out here. Yes. And you see the fire. You know, that looks like 3 or 4 frames of animation, but still effective flickering fire. And here, you know, this game does a really good job of like wide shots, close-ups, kind of more variety that you haven't seen with these kind of games. So he's like, oh, I wouldn't want to interrupt, it's the elders. You have heard the hidings of the High Council, Dame Hetchel. What have you to say in your defense? We cut to a close-up, right? I have no defense or excuses, Elder Outpost. My actions speak for themselves. No defense, not even the slightest remorse. This reckless defiance is intolerable. Why do you disobey us, Hetchel? You always upheld rules of the membership to the letter. Tell us what was in your heart. The boy must be told the truth about his birth, Elder Clothos. His talent awakens. Soon he will wield the power of weaving, whether we choose to guide him or not. We dare not desert Bobbin now. Stubborn old fool. The secrets you revealed to Signa's son may be turned against us. That is why his training was forgotten by this council. Enough, Lachesis. We need not explain our decisions. It grieves me to see your many years of faithful service end in this disgrace. But the wisdom of the elders must not be questioned. That is the final rule of membership. Another one of your students, Lady Signa, learned the terrible price of defiance in this very chamber 17 years ago. Better you had heeded that lesson. So she's being threatened. I mean, weirdly, this is kind of like Phantom Menace with kind of the Chosen One narrative. My destiny is in your hands, elders. Our hands are empty, Hetchel. Gaze once more upon the great loom, if you would know. It'd be nice if my accent straight. For behold, that destiny is upon you. So you see, those are my music notes, right? Dun, 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 dun. And she turns into an egg. Swan's egg, curious destiny. That draft, they call spells drafts. That draft has never failed before. Hawk, I heard a cry outside. And, looks like a swan comes down and picks up the egg maybe, or the egg hatches. I think they're like, oh my god, a swan. That's right, he breaks through the glass. The guild is under attack. Who dares desecrate the loom of the weavers? This is the work of the demon boy. Kill it while you still can, Atropos. Cursed forever be the name of Signa's son, the loom child, Bobbin Threadbare. So now they're all in swan mode. Trying to murder you, I guess. And you step out of the shadows. And he goes, oh great, everyone's flown away. No explanation, no goodbyes. Why do they always leave me behind? Good question. So we can click on the egg. So we're getting a spell from that to try and open it, right? But we gotta get the staff so you can start casting spells. And on here, we can do so that's not right. So what is, we got to do the spell back. What did she say by ear? E-C-E. Okay, so and we did the spell. In the hard mode of the game, we got to do it by ear. And it's a black swan, I guess. Thank goodness you're still here. Mother Hetchel, is that you? You know perfectly well it's me. I saw you watching us. What's been happening here, Hetchel? The whole village has flown away. I'd hope the swan might come to save you. I never expected her to weave as much mischief as this. Save me from what? From the elders. They were going to turn you into a swan as they tried to do to me. Looks as if a signet was the best they can manage with these old bones. Why do the elders want to get rid of me? I haven't broken any rules. They fear you, Bobbin. Why should anyone be afraid of me? Ever since you came into our world, the elders have watched chaos spread across Patton in the loom. They hoped that your birth was the cause of this chaos, and that order might return if you were banished. But now the elders are banished, and you are still here. This can only mean one thing. The pattern is failing of its own accord. Soon it will come to an end, and with it all that is hemmed into its threads. A third shadow is nigh. Is there any way to stop it? Stop chaos. The elders thought they could. Now they know better. So should you. If we can stop the chaos, what can we do? We can embrace it or escape. You've already found the elder's distaff. That's the staff. Good. Never let it out of your grasp. You won't be able to weave very much with it at first, I expect. But as you gain more practice, more and more of its power will reveal itself to you. Leave this island, Loom Child. It's too small for you now. Your destiny lies beyond the sea. Mother Hetrel, where are you going? To follow the swans. Zoink. Wish I knew why everyone keeps calling me Loom Child. So it doesn't, I don't think it saves the... So it's E, C, E, D. Da, 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 da. So we don't really have like a spell to light things. We can use it to open this, right? That's something. You can open this, and then these guys will eat the clam, right? So we... Yep, and then we can see... So, I mean, unconventional sort of game, certainly, but... You can see that guy's eating the clam. He says, yuck. Is there anything up here? There's no real way to die in the game. That was something that, I mean, LucasArts always had as something important, but this is nice, the effect of the reflection, right? Getting distorted in the water. And, you know, they're really kind of more limited. Well, this is more of a fantasy game than Indiana Jones, obviously, but it does have a very nice kind of storybook look. A lot of dithering here. This looks cool. This looks like something out of like Disney's Snow White or something. You have like the orange and purples and great use of foreground and background. C, D, if we're going to learn a spell here, I guess. C, D, D. And what does that do? Doesn't do anything to the hole. If we do it here, C, D, D, C. So it doesn't work on the hole. We can try it for everyone. I don't think it'll work on this one either, but I bet it works in that dark room. So, I mean, a lot of these games are getting stuck, right? It's about getting stuck and trying to figure out what's going on. So if we try it here in the darkness, like the owls, it'll let us see us night, I guess. Is that going to do anything? Yes, that's right. Yep, yep, yep. So we can see these things. So DDCD will dye wool, I think. or dye anything really. No, wait, D, D, C, D. Yep, right. How do you change the color? Maybe there's a way to undye something, yeah. FEED. Too bad I have nothing to empty in this demo. This is the book of patterns that Hetchel lets me read sometimes. Says something about the sky opening up. Wonder what that means. Right. Better take it with me. We're going to go up here and see what else. But yeah, we don't want that. Is there something, a path like through here? I don't think so, though. Maybe. Can we go, you know, past this point? I'm going to keep on going. And I think this is where we'll stop on this, and I'll move to the Monkey Island demo with F8 or restart the demo. But you get the idea. I mean, Loom, I think is probably my favorite out of these things. Yeah, out of these three games, how I'd rank them is I'd say Loom, and then Monkey Island, and then Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones and Last Crusade is fine. It's just a bit clunkier. So, you know, notice the shows like Melee Island. It doesn't show the island, right? It just shows the village. So it's going to have you do... So this, you know, this guy's in a different part in the game, so he's going to make it so you can't pass. Hi, I'm Guybrush Threepwood, and I don't care who you are, what your business is, you sniveling slimy sliver of scum. No one gets by me until they say the magic words. Pretty please? No, not those magic words. The magic words. Ugh. Okay. So we can open the door. Again, so I mean, this is very inspired by Pirates of the Caribbean. There isn't music in here like there is in the full game. Or not much of it, right? It doesn't... So they don't want to talk to him in the demo. You can look at the bowl of mints. Pick up the mints. Says I'm not a pirate yet. So I mean, this game is basically about Guybrush Threepwood becoming a pirate. And I'm going to pick up the meat substance. It's like Pillsbury Doughboy. That's funny. Use barrel with hunk of meat. Okay. We open the door. I mean, this is a simple puzzle, right? You want to get the fish. So you do this a few times and it scares the seagull off. And then you gotta pick up the red herring. Of course, a red herring means like it's a false clue. But you can still pick it up and use it. So let us go in the village a little bit. I'm guessing, yeah, great. Without the music, it really takes away some character from this game. Talk to a shady-looking fellow. Excuse me, you got a cousin named Sven? No, but I once had a barber named Dominique. Close enough. Let's talk business. got maps or something, doesn't it? You want to buy a map to the legendary lost treasure of Melee Island. Only one in existence. Rare. Very rare. Only 100 pieces of 8, which we don't have. No thanks, I don't have enough money. Well then buzz off, kid, it's bad for business. So we got the, the pirates, the men of low moral fiber. I got to go to Disney World a few times recently for the first time in like decades, and the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, which a lot of Monkey Island is inspired by, it still is like a really super effective ride. It's just one of those things that's iconic, and so we can't do that. It's a demo. Again, yeah, maybe let's go in the prison because it let us get the mints. That's my guess. Oof. Must be tricky to figure out what kind of puzzles to include, right? So, I mean, there's the prisoner and he has bad breath. You gotta get me out of here. I'm a victim of society. Not to mention halitosis. Yuck. It's hard to keep my breath minty fresh when there's nothing to eat in here but rats. Yeah, it's kind of the dark humor. Ooh, Grogament. How refreshing. Thanks. Don't mention it. Okay, I won't. Wait a minute. Why have you come back? I don't need any more breath mints. Do you know anything about a magic phrase? You gotta get past the troll. No. Okay, thanks anyway. Wait. Tim once told me that Dave said that Ron wanted you to know that a third shadow is nigh. Now leave me alone. So maybe that's it. Third shadow is nigh is something we just saw at the beginning of the Loom game, right? The demo. So if we go all the way back to the beginning, and there's no fast travel in this, there is in some of the later Monkey Island games. It takes a while to walk. It's part of it. Oof. Yeah, I had this LucasArts compilation, and when I was in 5th grade or something, we had my dad's 386, and you could kind of play a few computer games on there, kind of, with PC speaker and stuff, no sound card. But it had Windows 3.1, had DOS 6, maybe 5.0, something like that, 6.0. And point being, right, you could go and do things. We had a game that was like, it was a compilation of, I think, LucasArts Classic Adventures, and it had the full versions of Maniac Mansion, Zack McCracken, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Loom, and the original Secret of Monkey Island. So to play all those was really cool. I'm back, and you again, listen carefully. I'm not letting you by unless you say the magic words. Did you know that a third shadow is nigh? Did you know that those are only half of the magic words? I'm back, and you again, listen carefully. I'm not letting you by until you say the magic words. Why not? Because I said so. Now scram. Okay, but if I walk back, and we can see... So if we go back to this guy and say, yo, what's the other part of the magic word? I bet you that's all we got to do. Then maybe when you beat the demo, it'll kick us out. Or not. Why have you come back? I don't need breath mints. Tell me again about the magic phrase. Tim and Dave told me to tell you that Ron said that I should tell you that a third shadow is nigh. Tim and Dave told me to tell Ron. Okay, so I think we missed that initial part. Or maybe we just had to walk off and walk back. Keep on going and seeing what we can do to this damn thing. Troll. Oh. In the game, you just give him the herring, I think. Which I think maybe we do here, actually. Seek the fortune teller and the prisoner. They can tell you the magic words. Well, I think that's enough. You get the idea. But, you know, this was the LucasArts Passport to Adventure. Hope you had fun. If you liked, please give me a like or follow. And I will catch you next time I do some random variety streaming. All right, thanks.